Hello students, this is your teacher Manish, and as a part of our cloud computing videos, today I am going to touch base upon one very important concept, and that's virtualization. And I am going to speak very conceptual about virtualization, what exactly virtualization is, and with the help of an example. Okay, so when you think of virtualization, what comes to your mind is something which is not real, and the very practical example of that is known almost to everybody is a flight simulator. Okay, so the pilots get trained in a flight simulator, and a flight simulator is nothing but a combination of hardware and software which creates an environment for a pilot to get himself or herself trained before they could actually fly the real aircraft. And almost it has everything that a real aircraft would have in terms of controls. And once when an individual gets into the cockpit of a flight simulator, he or she gets a feel of a real cockpit, and whatever controls they start using, okay, the system starts reacting based on those controls. Okay, and it is very real. It is as if somebody is flying a real aircraft, and that this example you have to kind of keep in mind when you are trying to understand virtualization. So this simulation word, okay, is very important. Now we have visited a number of times in this video series on our fundamentals of computing, and today let me again revisit those fundamentals. And if you could recollect, I had mentioned that basically apart from the input and output in a very small computing environment where your input is a keyboard or a mouse and your output probably is a monitor or a printer, okay, you have a central processing unit, and the key elements of central processing unit is your processor, your secondary storage which is your hard disk, and your primary storage which is your RAM. So these three are the key components apart from your input and output. Okay, so if input is mouse and keyboard, output is a monitor and printer, so collectively, okay, they could be functional or they could be used by us only when there is a operating system installed on it. Without an operating system, this set of hardware is useless to us. Okay, so operating system forms a critical interface between a user and this set of hardware. Okay, now is there any way that I can decouple my operating system from this hardware? Okay, point to be thought. If you really see, it's very difficult, because operating system, if it plays a very critical role in terms of interfacing between hardware and user, how am I going to decouple it? Okay, now imagine a scenario. Can I actually create a software program which could simulate the hardware? In other words, can I actually create a software that can act collectively as a computing environment which is nothing but memory, hard disk and microprocessor? Of course, if somebody can create a simulator for a flight, right, for an aeroplane, you can easily create, or easy is not a right word, but you can certainly create a simulation for computing. So if you know how exactly the microprocessors, the RAM, if you know the operating system concepts of process management, IO management and all the nitty-gritties. If you have a command or basic and fundamental programming language like C, okay, and if you also know the operating system concepts and the architecture of the computer hardware, you can easily create a simulation, okay, of this computing environment. So if I can create a software which can act, which can give a feel like a computing environment, then the way I install operating system on my bare metal, which is the real hardware, I can also install a operating system on this computing environment, which is nothing but the virtual environment, which is nothing but a simulated environment. So operating system, be it Ubuntu or Windows, as long as operating system gets whatever environment they expect in terms of secondary storage, in terms of primary storage, in terms of microprocessor to interface, to interact, operating system doesn't care whether it's a bare metal or whether it's a simulated environment. It doesn't care whether it's actually a software program or it's a bare metal or it's real hardware. Okay, so if you can create a virtual environment on which you can install operating system, so what happens really is you are decoupling the operating system from the real bare metal. You are actually installing the operating system on a simulated environment, on a virtual environment, which is nothing but another set of software which is actually executing. Okay, so you have, since now the entire virtual environment becomes actually nothing but the software, it is like an image, it's like a file. So if your hardware fails, in the current scenario, if your hardware fails, say take an example on your PC, if something fails, a hardware component on your PC fails, what happens? Your operating system crash, your PC stops functioning. But if my operating system is decoupled from my hardware, then I can actually copy that image of operating system plus the operating environment onto some other hardware, onto some other server, and there the functioning can happen. This is what the concept of virtualization is. So if I have to draw a figure here, okay, at the bottom obviously I have my bare metal. So bare metal to me is nothing but my hardware. It could be my storage, my microprocessors, processors, storage in terms of secondary, primary. This is my bare metal. I would have the base level operating system over here, and then I can create the virtual environments, and on these environments I can install the operating system I want. So if this is my virtual machine 1, my virtual machine 2, my virtual machine 3 and my virtual machine 4, then I can install Ubuntu over here, I can have Windows over here, I can have something else on this Linux. Okay, so I can go on installing different operating system on these environments, and this becomes actually my hypervisor. So in cloud services, cloud computing terms, the operating system which is installed on bare metal is nothing but your hypervisor. So one can use different types of hypervisor. For example, Amazon Web Services uses Xen, somebody else would use VMware. So there are different hypervisors, and this hypervisor actually provides the environment to monitor the all virtual environments, virtual machines that are getting created. Okay, so this is basically a concept of virtualization. Okay, if you see, you can create a virtual environment on your laptops as well, on your workstation as well, and I think everyone should try, everyone should surely do it. There's VMware Workstation freely available. One can download it onto your laptops. So once you install it, it will ask you few questions in terms of which is the drive that where you want to build the virtual environment. So if your Windows is on C, ensure that you have the virtual environment on some other drive. It will also ask how much of memory needs to be allocated. Typically you can put, if it's a 16 GB laptop or workstation you are using, you can allocate 4 GB or something to this virtual environment, and you can actually go and install the operating system like Ubuntu or Linux on this virtual environment, which is VMware Workstation. Okay, so what happens is, on your laptop, the operating system which interacts with your hardware, the operating system which interacts with the actual hardware might be Windows. Okay, once you install VMware onto this, VMware gives a simulated environment which will have a simulated computing environment which comprises of now the secondary storage, which comprises of computing power, which comprises of RAM, which is nothing but allocated from the actual RAM which your Windows actually operates on. So this environment, and on this environment you can put Ubuntu. Okay, so this is how virtual environment can be created on your local machines. I think everybody should do it to get an experience on what virtualization really is. Okay, so this is the concept of virtualization, friends. If you like this video, do like and share it. Please subscribe to my channel. Till then, bye.